In the grand corridors of Parliament, a symbolic shift is stirring a very real political debate. This is about the bust of Edwin Lutyens, the man who designed Imperial New Delhi that has made way for freedom fighter and India's first Indian Governor General, C. Rajagopalachari, also known as Rajaji. Now, the government calls it long overdue decolonization, while the opposition calls it selective memory and political messaging. So is the rightful reclaiming of national space, is that being done, or is this quite is this erasure of very important parts of our own history? And with Tamil Nadu heading into a politically charged season, is this symbolism also doing the heavy lifting of strategy? To discuss this, we are joined by C.R. Kesavan, who is a BJP leader and also the grandson of Rajaji. But first, take a look at some reactions.
A statue of Lutyens, a British architect, was removed and it was replaced with that of Rajaji. The ecosystem is opposing this. They call themselves progressive liberals. World over, the progressives celebrate that the symbols of colonialism are being done away with. But in India, they want the symbols of colonialism and gulami to persist. They want that those who were the invaders, like the British or the Mughals, their symbols should continue. And they are comfortable with that. But if we celebrate our own legacy, our own culture, our own civilizational heritage, then they have a problem with it.
गुलामी की मानसिकता अगर है तो आप प्रेसिडेंट ट्रम्प के गुलाम क्यों बन गए? ये दिल्ली को बनाने में 100 साल पहले, 150 साल पहले बहुत से ऐसे लोगों का भी योगदान है, इसमें लुटियंस का भी है. जिस लुटियंस जोन में आप प्रधानमंत्री आज रहते हैं वो भी लुटियंस की देन है. फिर आप भारत और विदेश में आप एग्रीमेंट क्यों कर रहे हो? अगर गुलामी को आपको इतनी नफरत है तो ट्रेड डील कैंसिल करो, जिससे भारत गुलाम हो गया प्रेसिडेंट ट्रम्प का.
हटाकर, मूर्तियां हटाकर, नाम बदलकर इतिहास बदल दोगे? इतिहास तो यही रहेगा कि लुटियंस ने दिल्ली को बसाया था. ये इतिहास तो नहीं बदल सकते आप. ये तो बसाया हुआ उसी का, सड़कें उसी की बनाई हुई, नक्शा उसी का बनाया हुआ है. तो इस इतिहास को बदल दोगे आप? जहां तक आप औपनिवेशिकवाद की बात कर रहे हो तो उसके तो समर्थक सबसे बड़े आप ही थे. आपकी विचारधारा के सारे लोग उसी का समर्थन कर रहे थे. स्वतंत्रता आंदोलन में कौन था आप में से? आपके माफीनामे हैं, ऐतिहासिक दस्तावेज.
We are joined by C.R. Kesavan, BJP leader and grandson of Rajaji. Thank you, Mr. Kesavan, for your time. What do you make of the honor now accorded to Rajaji? The opposition says that this is simply erasure of history in the name of decolonizing the mind.
First, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our Honorable President Droupadi Murmu ji, who unveiled the bust sculpture of Puja Rajaji yesterday at Rashtrapati Bhavan, and also express our earnest gratitude to Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, who had sent a very poignant message which was read out during the week-long Rajaji Utsav celebrations which commenced yesterday. I would say with all due respect, just not Rajaji, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has dismantled colonial vestiges, and the erstwhile Congress regimes were celebrating symbols of slavery, but the Prime Minister has broken this Macaulay mindset. And very importantly, he has also rightfully restored the respect and the glorious legacies and contributions of great patriots and nationalists. During the erstwhile Congress regimes after independence for decades, deliberately great heroes and heroines of a freedom movement, their sacrifices, selfless sacrifices and contributions were sidelined and marginalized. But only after Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji assumed leadership, we have seen how these, and it's very important because these stories have come to light and the contributions to nation building and the freedom movement. And a younger generation is now aware. I'll just say one example. You take the case of the tribal communities, great contribution to the independence movement. It was hitherto unknown. Only after Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji ensured that the great Bhagwan Birsa Munda ji's birth anniversary was celebrated as Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. And then Prime Minister was the first Prime Minister of India to visit the birthplace of Bhagwan Birsa Munda ji. So this shows how these stories which were completely whitewashed from our history, the historical course correction has happened under Prime Minister Modi ji, and he has restored the respect of these great
That's an
patriots and
important
honoured
point
them.
that you make, Mr. Keswan. But what do you believe Rajaji himself would have thought of this honour? Because he was a public intellectual who also understood political nuance. There are critics who say that BJP is foregrounding him now because it wants electoral traction in Tamil Nadu. How do you respond to the charge by the opposition that the party, BJP, selectively appropriates icons for political dividends?
Look at the parochial mindset of the Congress party. They always use religion, region, language as a tool to divide. That is the history of the Congress party and their allies. People like Ambedkarji, Rajaji, Netaji and Patelji, they belong to the nation and they belong to posterity. And I just want to add one thing. Why a person like Rajaji would have been happy with what Modi ji is doing in terms of ushering New India with, crusading Atmanirbhar Bharat and Swadeshi. In 1948, Vasudhaji, Rajaji was the Governor General. And there was an acute food shortage in the country. And what did Rajaji do? There was a 9-hole golf course in Rashtrapati Bhavan. He repurposed it into a agricultural farmland. And Rajaji cultivated wheat symbolically. And he even plowed the land. There are pictures we saw yesterday in the exhibition where Rajaji was plowing, the farmland. And this is the kind of Atmanirbharta our constitution architects and the framers of our freedom, fought for. And that is precisely what Modi ji is doing, breaking the shackles of colonialism and also ushering in a self-reliant Bharat. So these messages of parochialism and negativity by these, I always say that the politics of pessimism and the divisive politics of the Congress party and the allies is why they're being repeatedly rejected by the people. And the younger people, and let me say this with all respect, the younger generation may not even know of Rajaji or may not even have heard of great leaders. But now, and Modi ji started this with Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, a year-long celebration, and all of us came to know Rajaji is a known face, but comparatively there are so many unnamed heroes and heroines who have given their lives for our freedom movement and for the country. And those stories are coming to light. Those stories are being respected and revered. I think it's a phenomenal tribute. Prime Minister Modi ji is paying and continues to pay for these stalwarts, and we are all very grateful, for Prime Minister who's doing this course correction of history.
Right, that's an important point. Breaking the shackles of colonialism is important for an Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you, Mr. Keswan, for joining us. That was C.R. Keswan, BJP spokesperson and the grandson of Rajaji, who joined us. Let's now widen the debate and bring in the Congress perspective. We are joined by Congress MP Karti Chidambaram. Thank you, Karti Chidambaram, for joining us. As a parliamentarian, what do you think of Rajaji's bust being installed in the parliament? The BJP says that this is the first time Rajaji is getting the credit and the national recognition that he truly deserves.
Rajaji is a venerated figure, no doubt about that. All of us hold him in high esteem. If the BJP thinks that after all these years that he's being honored for the first time, they are really ignorant, or they are conveniently hiding various truths. There is a practically in every city there is a Rajaji Nagar and a Rajaji High Road or Saleh, including Delhi and Chennai. There is a Rajaji Memorial Hall. I even have a list. In fact, I made a list. There is a Rajaji National Park in Uttarakhand, a Rajaji Memorial in Tamil Nadu, Rajaji Hall in Tamil Nadu, Government Rajaji Hospital in Tamil Nadu, Rajaji Children's Park in Tamil Nadu, Rajaji Saleh in Tamil Nadu, Rajaji Nagar and in many states, and then a Rajaji Road is there even in Cochin, and there's a Rajaji Marg in New Delhi, and then there's a Rajaji Institute of Management in Madhya Pradesh. So if the BJP suddenly thinks that nothing has been named after the first Governor General and former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, I mean, as I said, they're just conveniently spinning things, in an awkward manner. And as far as placing the bust of the first Governor General in Rashtrapati Bhavan, that's fine. But why then erase the architect's memory there? So this is akin to the Taliban breaking the Bamiyan statues in Afghanistan. The BJP is they always suffer from this great inferiority complex and always want to go and erase history, which is not in line with their narrative of some sort of a mythological Hindu line of heritage. So,
right. But Karthik, what about the larger argument of decolonizing the mind and declaiming history from an Indian lens? This is what the Prime Minister says. The centre says that it is simply correcting a colonial imbalance and telling our story on our own terms. Why should that be objectionable?
What has happened is what has happened. In our colonial past has happened. We have come out of it. But the fact is, how is this in any way, I mean, is Edwin Lutyens, are you suggesting that he subjugated Indians, or the fact that he is an architect, he built many buildings in New Delhi, and he's been remembered only for that. So what signal are they sending? I mean, this is only betrays a very strong inferiority complex. Somehow thinking that by removing a statue and replacing it with another statue, we are somehow asserting ourselves. The way we will assert ourselves is if we build new institutions and using newer technologies which will stand the test of time. I mean, I wish they had built another large, public space and named it after the first Governor General. No harm in keeping the first Governor General's bust in the Rashtrapati Bhavan. But they could have, the point is you must create new institutions and new structures and name them instead of going back in history and trying to, tinker with it all the time.
Very interesting point, Karthi. I also want to understand the political impact in Tamil Nadu, whether it is the Sengol, repeated references to Subramania Bharati that even the Prime Minister makes, or the invocation of Thiruvalluvar, the Prime Minister and the centre, we have seen have increasingly foregrounded Tamil icons. They have repeated them, they have used references to them. Do such moves meaningfully shift public perception of the BJP in the state? How are people of Tamil Nadu looking at this?
This is only a seasonal remembrance of Tamil culture and Tamil icons. This has zero impact electorally. The BJP's narrative of Hindi Hindutva is not accepted by Tamil Nadu, and their thrust, it's a very North Indian Hindi thrust into the even culturally and otherwise is resisted by Tamil Nadu. So all these things are all cosmetic pronouncements and announcements which will have zero electoral value.
Right. Thank you, Karthi Chidambaram, for joining us. Clearly, the Rajaji's bust may have been made of bronze, but the debate around this is anything but static. It is fluid between decolonization, something that the Prime Minister often talks about, and political signalling. There is a question that India is still grappling with. So how do you honor history without appearing to edit it? And is that important? And as symbolism and strategy increasingly intersect, the real decision we feel would also come not from the corridors of power, but from people themselves.